Hello, welcome to episode 21 of Baking Bread.li. I just posted on Twitter saying I wasn't going to do this, but I thought, what the hell? I'm just going to record one anyway. I'll probably either remove that tweet or just go back on my word. I just wanted to record this video because one, I thought I've got some time to do so, and I was just playing around with tags and categories in Jekyll, of course, because we're using Jekyll for this site, and I've been playing around with them. I have realized there is a bit of a limitation with tags and categories within Jekyll, but we can work out ways around it. It's going to be kind of a cool little challenge to make it a succinct way to present them. And then I dug into it more to find out actually how categories and tags works in Jekyll. And I wanted to show that. I wanted to show you what I've done and managed to work out from it. So what I did was, if you look on here, this is the local install. And in the previous video, we added Anchor CMS. We added one CMS to our directory, which was to test whether collections worked. And our collection is called CMSs. So that's nice and that's sorted. That was easy to produce. If you want to see that, that's in episode 20. And so that worked fine. So then what I said I'd do is add some other CMSs to put it to the test and then expand on it further so we could use categories and tags and, other taxonomies, as it's called in WordPress world. They're called taxonomies, which is basically what a category is and a tag is, or the collective term for them, a way of grouping things. So I've added Kirby. We've had a little bit of a chat at work about Kirby, and I installed it the other day. Very easy to install. Impressed by it. It was annoying because I wanted to play with it after I realized how easy it was to install. I was like, oh, I need to have a go at this. But that's for another occasion. And I've put good old WordPress in there. It's a CMS. It's very hard to avoid. It's part of the internet world now. So we've got we can click through to Anchor and Kirby and WordPress, and they click through, and you'll notice these are the category and the tags, and they're all listed out quite nicely. They don't link anywhere, but they're appearing, so that's part way there to what we want to do. I want them to link through to listings of all the, for example, blogging CMSs and all the CMSs that use pages and all the free CMSs and so on and so on. But the first step is actually presenting them, and I didn't realize not how complicated it is in Jekyll, but how there's some interesting little aspects to it. It's not just type it in and away you go. It's a little bit more complex. And if you look over here, here's our Anchor markdown file. And before I think we had layout post. I changed it to CMS, and you'll see why in a moment. I've created a CMS layout or template. And that's a title, Anchor CMS, obviously. And the category is PHP, which is what it says. Oh, wait, sorry. If we go back to CMSs and then go to Anchor, here we go, PHP. So that matches up with that. And then additionally, we've got blogging and pages and free and database. So we've got blogging, pages, free and database. And that's a load of descriptive terms that are explaining about this CMS in particular. So I'm using the regular categories or category. Notice that it's only one. So that's how you differ between category and tags. Category normally is one, and it's hierarchical. I can't say that term, but it has hierarchy. That's what categories is about. So you group them. They're all in one circle. Whereas tags, it's got like multiple overlapping circles, and you can apply many different terms or values. So that's why we've got the square brackets and comma separations for tags, and that's how you write them in. I'm interested to know whether you can do it a different way and do it like this, where you can, because it's front matter, I thought, it probably works like YAML, and maybe you can just write these out in a list and it will work. And I'm going to do the old smacking the Command R button, and it looks like it does work. So if I take away that, and it works, yeah. So that would be one way to like present them. I kind of like that, because we could then keep listing them out and continue to add them on without like with being able to see it at a glance as quite a long list or a short list, and it's easy to delete, because you can either delete or add it with just like one line, like removal. As long as the page doesn't get too long, I guess. So let's go with that format. I just thought of that then. Just thought, well, let's go with that. Yeah, so we've got these values in here, but the question is, how do you spit them out into here? Right, so let's go over to our CMS template file. So that's cms.html, which, as I said, is using the same layout here. So this layout is like the post layout, but I've added these elements down here. Now, one is a paragraph with page.category in it, and it just outputs the category. Just outputs it. That's it, page.category. And because we're on the page for that page, that markdown page, it's going, right, I need the category from this page. So it's like this in like JavaScript concept maybe. Anyway, we've got a unordered list, and then we've got a for tag in page tags, and then tag, and then the end for. And that is pretty much what we're using for. If we go back to the old post.html, oh no, sorry, not post.html. If we go back to, sorry, I'm getting all. If we go to blog, of course, blog. So the blog goes for post in site posts, and then you got post title and then your end for again. And it's a similar thing, but it's tighter. It's just a little bit there. It's just the loop in simple form. So for tag in page tags, and then the tag. That's it. Simple. So to further this, maybe we can do something. Maybe we can do some little like kind of conditionals. Maybe for like the category, we could do if page category, then produce this. So, and then we do end if, and that will, I assume, only present this if the item has a category. So yep, okay, so that seems to be working. So maybe if I take this away and don't have a value for Anchor CMS, it's going to remove the paragraph entirely. So that's perfect. I like that. But I need to do that more, because I don't like having a loop, and then, if the loop had nothing in it, then it's still going to produce an empty UL or an empty paragraph element. Because if we remove our conditional here, if I wind it back, and just undo that, and then refresh this, maybe it's going to produce a paragraph. It's going to produce? Yeah, it's going to produce an empty paragraph. So if we shift that forward in time and put our if conditional in there, it's going to remove the paragraph entirely. You probably can't see that down there, but in the HTML structure, that paragraph element is now missing. So it's checking for it and then spitting it out, which is perfect. So we could do that the same with this UL element here, where we've got the thing. So we could do, I guess we could do if page dot tags and then end if, and then we could do some extra indenting maybe, and then refresh this. Everything seems to be working, so let's put PHP back into there, and there we go. And then maybe remove all these tags so it's empty, and then we'll inspect it, and no UL, and then it's back again. And there's only one UL. Great. So you're doing the if statement is dealing with whether there should be a UL, and then the for is doing the spitting out of each of the li elements. So that's nice and succinct there. That's really nice. And in turn, that would work on our other CMSs. So Kirby, we've got these ones, and then WordPress, we've got these ones, and that's it really. It's not very tidy in here, but we're obviously going to have a little bit more structure in there to make the page more content heavy. And we could possibly do other things like, I'm just checking for time, 12 minutes. That's not, we've covered quite a bit already, so that's quite cool. So we could do some other stuff in here. I was thinking about, we've got this issue here where it's about possible useful information. Like we've got some values here for like pieces of information that people want to know about the CMS, but then also like direct links to things like maybe a home page and a download link or a sign up link or documentation. That's always really important for people. Just get to the documentation and find out about it. So maybe that's something we can put into here. So let's do the Anchor CMS one. So let's think about this. Let's think how we could do this in kind of clever ways. So maybe we do a links, and then we do this. We go, well, let's do homepage, and then the homepage will be http anchorcms.com, and then we could then do documentation, and I think it's http anchorcms.com/docs, I think, if I just check carefully. New tab. Yes, so that goes through the documentation. So we've kind of doing the old thing that we did in the config file, where we're drilling into a variable and then producing an array of further variables inside it. Okay, so let's see how this plays out. So we go to CMSs, we go to Anchor CMS, and then in the template file, we obviously need to spin out those items. So let's do this loop here. Let's copy this loop and then do if page dot links. Okay, let's see how this works. Okay. If page dot links, and then we want to do, oh goodness me, we need to think about this carefully. So we could do another, we could do if page dot links dot home page. Then we do, let's do an li, and then we do home page and do that, and then do this. And we do the double curly brackets, and then close that li, and then end the if there. Ooh. Let's just try that. Well, there you go. There you go. So then what we could do additionally is on top of that do documentation, and then do this, and then do this, and then, oh no, it's going to say homepage again, but then it's going to say that. Documentation. Awesome. Awesome. So yeah, we could have some fun with this and go, let's put this in an A and then, you know, a href and do that. Close that off. You know, maybe copy this line to save ourselves a bit of time, and then put documentation. Let's copy that, put that, capital D, documentation. I think I spelled that correctly. And that goes through to documentation, and that goes through to the home page. Great. So we're kind of using our variables in quite a clever manner. We could expand on these further. We could, you know, if I want to do a little bit of subtle self-promotion, I don't know, maybe we want to put like themes and then put HTTP, you know, anchorthemes.com, and do that, and then go back to here, copy this line, and then change this to themes. Put that there, put themes. Click on that. There we go, anchor themes. And we're listing them all out. See, we're utilizing all these different variables in here, or just the front matter. I should just say front matter instead of saying variables. Front matter. And yeah, pretty cool. Pretty cool from Jekyll. Pretty cool from just the concept of YAML. We're able to spit out all this data, and it's getting a little bit long up here, maybe, but I like it. I mean, it kind of keeps everything nice and organized, and then you can leave the bottom of the file for just straight up explanation of the CMS, and just say what it's about, what you can do with it, and all the information and links are then encapsulated in a singular location. So then you can go at a glance all the important stuff, and then click on it, and you don't have to read it, but at least someone then can discover stuff quickly about a CMS they're interested in. Wow, we're only 18 minutes in. So what other different kind of things can we spit out from this? We could go into further stuff with this. We could links, and go into all sorts of different stuff. So maybe we can be a little bit a little bit cleverer with this. Maybe we can do if page.links. Could we do for page.links and then do like a kind of variable, like a wildcard or something? Is that possible? I'm interested to know whether I can do this now. And then do that, and then do end for. Yeah, it's errored. It's not kind of going through stuff again. We need to kind of think of a way that you can. Oh. Well, it's still wrong anyway. We need a way to loop through sub items. Loop through sub items. Front matter. Nested lists, they've called it. So they've got 1 and then 0. Oh look, they've done something similar to me. Links, and then they've got a demo link there. So they've got link hash dot page links for link in link hash. Oh yeah. So we need to do for link, obviously, in page links. And then he's got like link 0 and link 1. So maybe that's like 1 to 1. And then change that to 1. So that's producing 1 and that's producing 0. So that's in the URL. It's prefixing the Anchor CMS one with homepage, and then that's documentation and that's themes. So this one's doing, the link's doing the whole thing. So this should be 1, and then this should be 0. Yes. Cool. So I'm going to try and deduct this in my mind. And so 0 must be the 0 value, or the first part of the link, the first part of in here. So that's the first part, and then that's the value. So we want 0 as the presentable text, and then as the link we want 1. So we want the string. So 1 is the string and 0 is the variable, the value. If I've got my terminology right. I'm not very good at terminology when it comes to details like that. But now we've refactored the code. We've made it shorter in a clever way. And then what we can do is we can then do like, we can go plugins and do HTTPS. I keep saying HTTPS, HTTP, anchorthemes.com and then /plugins. And if we keep refreshing, it comes up with plugins and it goes through to plugins page. I wonder if we can capitalize these. I wonder if that's like okay to do. Of course it is. Of course it is. It's fine. Okay, well that's really cool. That's really cool. I'm glad I explored that for a second then. And now we're looping through stuff and we can go to town on links and write them in quite a clean fashion. Just like that. And we only have to write exactly what we want to see. So we're writing the text value, or we're writing the text, and then we're putting in the link, and then the template file does the rest of the work for us, and it puts everything around it. And you could then do something kind of. You could do something else with this, I guess. You could put like icon, if you really wanted to, I guess. You could put icon and then house. And then maybe you could then put in front of this like icon, link.icon. Nope, he's failed. He's failed. Yeah, he's failed. So maybe the dash. Maybe the dash does it. No, David, you've gone too far now. You've gone too far. So we've got link.icon. I suppose we'd have to do a conditional there where we do it, but the principle is there, and you could do it. You could then, because I was thinking about maybe doing an icon for each of them, so then they've got like a nice design to them. But maybe that's for another occasion, and maybe that would be too much to write. Maybe text is fine as it is. Okay, well, what I'm going to do is I'm probably going to round it off there. That's 27 minutes. That's quite nice. I hope you found this useful. I'm sorry to be inconsistent with the videos and inconsistent with what I'm planning to do, but I'm doing this on spur of the moment stuff and just kind of recording as much as possible, as much as I can to show you without making it seem boring. So I will see you in the next video. I won't say what we'll do in the next one, because every time I say what we're going to do next, it never turns out right. It's always something different. So I will see you in the next video, and whatever it is, we'll be progressing on with Bread.li. So thanks.